Hello, Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review slash recap with my opinion on 90 Day Fiance, Season 9, Episode 16. It's titled, Here Comes the Pride. I have no clue what that means, but let's get started. We're going to run through this really quickly. Yeah, really quickly. What the heck is that? Okay, really quickly. First couple is Shida and Bilal. Okay, Shida is home polishing the silver. I think it's the silver. Oh, and by the way, somebody said that that's not his house. That's just a model house. I believe it. Anyway, in another room, Bilal is talking to his daughter about Shida and the wedding. She told him that she is happy that he is happy. Bilal's sister, Nefertari, calls Shida upstairs so that she can see her wedding dress that Nefertari made for Shida. Shida goes upstairs and the dress is hideous. It's very ugly. I think Nefertari is playing a trick on her. Shida told Nefertari that it's not the style that she sent her. That it's not the style she asked for. Nefertari told her that she decided to do her own thing. Because sometimes the brides don't know what they want. But I wouldn't even sweat it. I would ask Bilal to give me some money to get my hair done, my nails done, makeup, get me some shoes, get me something new or something blue, get me a veil, and then I would use the majority of the money to go get me a cute little dress. That's what I would do. And Nefertari can use that dress for her own wedding or for her daughter's wedding. But then Nefertari brings out the real dress. And Shida loves it, but the dress looked the same to me. It looked like the same damn dress. It's ugly. It just looks smaller. I'm sure when she puts it on, it'll look better, I guess. Next scene, Shida is getting a pedicure with her sisters who flew in from New York. And I'm happy that she has family to support her on her wedding day. One of the sisters said American men are cocky and they are know-it-alls. Another sister said Bilal is not cocky, he is just sure of himself. And she said Shida is sure of herself too. So they start discussing the prenup and blah, 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 blah. That is the end of Shida and Bilal. Next up, Thais and Patrick. Thais and Patrick are in Miami. And Thais is complaining that she's tired of traveling. She said she traveled from Brazil to Austin, from Austin to Dallas, from Dallas to Vegas. Then she traveled to Massachusetts and now Miami. Thais should be happy to see the States because some of these other couples, other foreigners, they can't see the States. Kobe's stuck in Kansas. Emily told him he can't go to no Ohio. Miona is stuck in South Dakota. They told her she can't go to no California and have no beach wedding. Benny's stuck in New Jersey. They told him he can't go to New York. He wants to move to New York. They told him no. So she should be happy she's traveling. Thais said she should be happy that Patrick doesn't have to work. He can take time off and travel with her. She should be happy about that because what are they going to do? Patrick's going to be working 9 to 5 and she's going to be sitting in the house the whole time. Is that what she wants? No, she don't want that. So Americans don't even get to travel as much as she and Patrick is traveling. And they've lived there all their lives. Thais don't have a job. She doesn't have any money. All she needs to do is sit back and relax and enjoy the ride. That's all she needs to do, but she wants to bitch. She's even bitching that they get to go to a party on a boat. Thais needs to shut up and just relax and enjoy herself. She has nothing else to do anyway. And I'm sick of Thais. I'm getting sick of her. If she is that unhappy, then she needs to just dump Patrick and take her butt back to Brazil. And I heard that she was pregnant, so I'm pretty sure they got married and she's pregnant and they're doing their thing. So Patrick's friends pick them up in a limo and then take them to the docks and they get on the yacht. And I know Thais is loving it, but she's pretending that she's annoyed. Patrick is having a good time. He's doing backflip off the side of the yacht and he's going down the slide. And I watch Below Deck, so I this is like 2 reality shows in one. So Thais talks to one of the females on the yacht, and she's telling her that she's sad because her family is not there for her wedding. Thais, you knew your family would not be able to make it to the wedding in the States. So why are you all of a sudden upset about that now? And I'm sick of 90 Day Fiance. I'm just sick of 90 Day Fiance and these stories. Stupid stories. Then she's telling the lady that Patrick is controlling and her father doesn't want her to marry Patrick. And I want her to stop beating a dead horse. I'm tired of the same thing over and over and over again. She needs to take her butt back to Brazil. Dump Patrick and take him butt back to Brazil. And then Thais, she's full of shit. She said in the confessional that she loves Patrick, but her father's opinion is more important to her. Bullshit, Thais. If your father's opinion was so important to you, you would have never come to the States. Because when you told him you were coming to the States for a few months, he bawled his eyes out. And that didn't faze you. You still came to the States. So if his opinion meant so much to you, you would have stayed in Brazil. So cut the shit. The more Thais talk, the more she gets on my nerves. And I used to be on her side too, but I'm getting tired of her. The next scene, Patrick and Thais, they go to a restaurant. Interruption. In Thais's, am I the only one that noticed that Thais got breast implants? Because in her confessional, her breasts are a size double D, and when she's walking around Miami, her breast cup, and when she was on the boat, her breast cup was a size A. She got breast implants. I don't know when the confessional was filmed and when the actual show was filmed, but in her confessional, in this episode, her breast is a size double D. When she went to the restaurant with Patrick, her breast was a size A. When she was on the boat, her breast was a size A. In the confessional, breast is a size double D. I hope I'm not the only one that noticed that. Back to the regular schedule program. Thais tells Patrick at the restaurant eating, that he said he was going to change and stop being controlling. But he is still telling her what to do. Patrick said, I told you what we were going to do. And Thais said, no, you never asked me. And Patrick told her, well, you don't have to do the things that I do. You know, I can do things by myself. Thais told Patrick that if they get married, John has to leave the house immediately. I agree with her. John needs his own place. He's a grown-ass man. He needs his own place so he can have like a bachelor pad. He's a single grown man. He needs his little bachelor pad, right? Patrick says he will give John 3 months to move out. I agree. He should get some time to move out. Can't just kick him out. Give him some time to move out. He needs time to find his own place. So Patrick is telling her that his family is very important to him. And Thais basically tells him that you can see your family whenever you want to see your family. I can't see my family whenever I want to see my family. And that's a good point, Thais. I don't know why he's throwing family in like that. All of a sudden, his family is so important to him. When he said they didn't even grow up together and they're estranged from each other. Now, all of a sudden, they're important to him. So they disagree back and forth. And they're trying to pretend that they don't know if the wedding is going to happen. The next scene, we see Patrick and Thais driving to Orlando for their wedding. They are pretending that Thais hasn't made up her mind yet whether or not she's going to marry Patrick. And I'm so over them. The wedding's supposed to be the very next day and they don't know if they're going to get married. Come on. Patrick wants to, so they get to the hotel and then Patrick wants to call Thais's father. So they video chat with the father and Patrick asks him Patrick asked him for his blessing for the wedding. The father told him, hell no. You do not have my blessing for this wedding. In his confessional, Patrick said he was shocked. And I don't understand why he was shocked. Thais told him, my father don't like you, and my father wants me to come back to Brazil. So why are you shocked, Patrick? Why are you shocked? Anyway, that's the end of Patrick and Thais. Next up is Benny and Ari. We see Benny giving his soon-to-be father-in-law a haircut. And it's a tough job because that man barely have any hair on his head. Just shave it bald, Benny. Just shave it all off. And Avi, we see Avi, he's so sweet. He's trying to help his father. He's trying to brush his grandfather's hair. That was so sweet. Benny says in his confessional that it's his wedding day and he is happy. He said they're doing a Jewish wedding ceremony since Ari's family is Jewish. Benny asked Ari's father for Ari's hand in marriage. The father gave his permission. Then we see Ari with her mother getting her makeup done. And Ari told her mother that Benny's sisters will be there via video. Be at the wedding via video. And she's allowing it because she wants Benny to be happy because she loves him. And that's a good way of taking the high road, Ari, because your sister done threw wine all up in your face and you're allowing them to come to the wedding. That's the way of being a bigger person. Then we see Benny talking to his family on video, and he tells them that he's lonely. And then talk for a little bit, and he says he gotta go, he'll see them later, he's gotta get dressed for the wedding. Then we see him dressing baby Avi in his cute little tux. And that baby never fusses. He's always just chilling. He's such a sweet baby. Then we see Ari. She's all dressed up and ready. And I must say, she looks good. But she's wearing these ugly, sparkly sneakers. Ugh. And then we see Benny. He's at the altar waiting for Ari. And I don't like his tux. His tux is shiny. It looks like he's getting ready to go on the stage and do a performance. Anyway, Benny's at the altar waiting on Ari. And it's a huge church with hardly any people in it. Benny's family is on Zoom watching. Ari with her parents. They come down the aisle. And her bouquet's pretty. And Benny is grinning from ear to ear. And in his confessional, he said he loves her so much. And she's his angel. And God gave him a beautiful family. So for the Jewish ceremony, Ari walks around Benny 3 times. He walks around her 3 times. And then they circle together 1 time. I like to see the different cultures, wedding cultures, or religious cultures. I love to see those. They said their vows, and I like that they freestyled it. I like that. They exchanged rings, but they put the rings on the index finger. I guess it's a Jewish thing. Then Benny stomped on the glass, and then he tried to pick it up. They sealed it with a kiss, and I teared up. I love weddings. I'm such a sap. They are pronounced husband and wife. And even though I'm not a fan of Ari, I do hope that they make it. Benny takes Ari outside in the dark, picks her up, spins her around, throws her up in the air. Then they get into the car and drive off into the night. And it was nice. I liked it. Next up, Muhammad and Eve. I heard some disturbing things about Muhammad on YouTube. But I don't feel sorry for Eve. She is the one who went to Egypt, got herself a man less than half her age to marry, and brought him back to the States and encountered problem after problem, but married him anyway. So I don't feel bad for her. She made her bed, she got to lie in it. Plus I heard she got a new boyfriend too. Anyway, she meets a friend at a nail salon, and Eve shows her the new engagement ring. But the friend starts to badmouth Muhammad. Anyway, the next scene is the next day. It's their wedding, and they're at the venue in that hideous building that looks like a old, broken down 1919 chateau. Muhammad is very happy because I know he's thinking the next day I can go to the courthouse and file my paperwork. So he's all happy. The guests arrive. Muhammad is all dressed up and he's looking good. And he's regretting that his family's not there for him, but he pulls out a mat, take off his shoes and pray. Meanwhile, Eve is getting ready, and her friend, a friend is with her, and the friend is stealing the show. The friend is wearing this fabulous green fitted gown with the boobs hanging out, and she looks great. Her hair looks great. Her makeup looks great. She's got on matching earrings. The friend is upstaging Eve. But Eve puts on her wedding dress, and the dress is nice. I like it. Eve helps Tyron, I can't say his name, Tyron, her son, get dressed. And Theron looks happy. He's always happy. So Muhammad is at the altar waiting for Eve. Eve's mother is there, and her stepfather, and Theron walks her down the aisle. But Theron is not wearing his tuxedo or his suit. He's wearing a t-shirt. And Eve says in the confessional that he didn't like the suit, or he was getting tired of the suit, so he took it off. And she said she's okay with that. And Theron stood at the altar with them, and they all combined sand together. And I like that. It's a sign of unity, because you can't separate the sand. And they both got emotional while exchanging their rings. They're pronounced husband and wife, and they sealed it with a kiss. And of course, I teared up because I love weddings. And Muhammad is funny. He tells the camera that he is happy he stayed with his original sponsor. And Eve said to him, she said, I'm the only sponsor, okay? So then we see them dancing, and Muhammad was swinging those hips. I didn't know he could move like that. You go, Muhammad. He was just swinging those hips. And that's the end of Muhammad and Eve. Next up is Jabri and Miona. So it looks like they drove from South Dakota to California. I wonder how long of a drive that was. And it's raining, and Miona is worried because the wedding is supposed to be outside. So they get to the rental, and it looks nice. And then the grandmother shows up. And I'm happy that at least the grandmother showed up for them. At least she's not petty. And Jabri said in his confessional that his grandmother is their officiant. The grandmother said to the camera that when they asked her to officiate the wedding, she was happy. They ain't ask you to officiate, Grandma. You asked Jabri if you could officiate. Let's get it right. You asked them if you can officiate. They ain't choose you. You choose them. Because she jumped online and got herself ordained. So Jabri, the next scene is we see Jabri in the bedroom talking to his grandmother. And to me, it seemed like the grandmother is still trying to talk him out of getting married. But Jabri told her that he is going to do what he thinks is right, and that's get married. The grandmother said, okay. So then Jabri asked his grandmother if she think his parents will show up for the wedding. The grandmother said, don't hold your breath. Anyway, the next scene, Jabri video chats with his mother, and he practically begs her to come to the wedding. And she said no. He said, I'll send you a plane ticket. She's like, no, I ain't coming, no. And then she basically tells the camera that since she didn't get to choose Jabri's bride, she ain't going to the wedding. That's what she basically said. That's what I got out of her little speech that she made. But she told Jabri that he had her blessing, which doesn't make any sense to me. You're not showing up, but you're giving your blessing. That's the end of Jabri and Miona. Next up, it's Colby and Emily. And that's the last couple. Thank God. Okay, so they're at the venue and they're setting up their wedding. And then we see them at home. And they're trying to squeeze Emily into a little African dress or a dashiki or whatever. And Colby still wants to tell the parents that she's pregnant. But Emily said no. And Colby's afraid that they'll find out on their own before they get a chance to tell the parents. So Emily brought non-alcoholic beer to fake them out. But won't they be able to see the label? I don't know. So they go to meet the rest of Emily's family, and they all seem to welcome Colby very warmly. And Colby even brought Cameroon outfits for I think the mother and the father and somebody else. And everything seems to be going great. In his confessional, Colby told us that his mother died, she's dead, and his father and stepmother, they're too old to travel. So he's happy that Emily's family, they have accepted him. Emily's and Colby, they go outside for some fresh air, and Emily asks Colby if he has any doubts. And he said no. But she brings up him wanting to move to Ohio. Which is bullcrap, because last episode, she told him, we are not moving to Ohio, and don't you talk about Ohio ever again. And now she brings up Ohio. I think she's bringing up Ohio because the producers told her, bring up Ohio because we ain't got nothing else for y'all to talk about, and we need more footage for your segment. You know? And I'm bored because all they're doing is beating a damn dead horse. Colby gets upset about the incident and says, "You don't trust me," and walks off. And I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Maybe I missed something, but that's the end of Emily and Colby. And this is the end of my review. Short and sweet, huh? Just the way I like it. Anyway, I'll be back next week with another review. Thank you so very much for watching. Princess on a Pillow here. Bye.